All right, everybody, welcome back to the April 26th, 2021 super full pink moon in Scorpio. My name is Boris, and let me introduce you to my father, Gridmaster Aaron Twiss.
Hello.
Back for your second video on your channel.
Yeah, we are.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. This is gonna be a emotional full moon, just so people are aware.
Get ready, guys.
Full moon in Scorpio.
Emotions will be heavy. Why are emotions heavy in Scorpio? Is that a Scorpio thing, or is it just the crystals you're using?
It's a Scorpio thing, because they're kind of the darker side of the zodiac. So, like, deeper, unwanted emotions might surface.
I dated a Scorpio once. She was a firecracker.
Yeah, so things you might not want to feel or been avoiding might come up, and that's what it is.
What is a pink moon? Do you know? Like, I know a super full moon. I feel like every moon is a super moon now, but this is a pink moon.
Yeah, the pink moon is like the farmer zodiac and like Native American names for it.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what it means, because last month was the worm moon, which means like the worms coming out of the ground. And all of that. Because next month is the flower. It's pink. Pink.
Well, no worries. You guys can look it up. Go ahead and Google pink moon. I'm just
It's
asking
there.
random questions.
It's some of that information that I know is up in here somewhere, but it's like I don't remember.
As you know, on the Crystal Chaos channel, we focus on the full moons, not necessarily on the full moon aspect, not necessarily if it's a pink or blue. Although it does make a difference sometimes. But
yeah, like the meanings of the moon, like kind of just, it's kind of like the lunar version of it's April. Because I think like it's right after the equinox, which March 21st. So it's like, it's the first moon after the equinox, I think, which is all that bringing in of new life and love and
new life and love.
Old school religions. It's a lot of sex. What you know?
Oh, you heard it, folks. Old school religions, a lot of sex going on. All right.
I mean, every pagan and ancient holiday is a sex holiday.
Interesting.
Well, except for like Samhain, because that's more of an ancestral one.
Okay. So do you think there'll be more sex going on during this full moon this month? Or during this full moon period?
Oh, most likely.
All right. You lucky sons of bitches. All right. Let's get into it.
Let's get the directions brought in. Starting with east. And then south. West, north. Not having a proper tablecloth fucks my eyes up.
As the channel grows, we'll have many tablecloths to work with.
Oh yes, as everything grows, change is bound to happen.
See, I like this guy. We know that copper and that quartz amplifies that, correct?
This is copper with selenite and idocrase, basically creating a mini superconductor in the center of the grid.
Let's see what Aaron's got here.
Got this pre-made because this takes ages to set up.
You know what that reminds me of? It's kind of like you know, whatever it's called that's in Iron Man's chest that powers Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what powers the grid, like the thing that's in Iron Man's chest.
Essentially, that's kind of what the whole intention is. And soon this will get placed into a resin cast, so I don't have to worry about accidentally knocking it over, because that happens a lot.
And guys, give you a quick behind the scenes here. Aaron's got some crystals laid out. You know, all the pieces of all the people he puts on the grid. If you want to get on the grid, just contact the email address that is in the description with your name and why basically we should let you on the grid. Aaron's got his book open, as you see. Rhodonite, Pink Sunstone, Gem Rhodonite, Rhodonite. I don't know if I said that right, but...
Rhodocrochet.
Rhodocrochet.
Yeah. Don't beat yourself up if you can't pronounce it. It's not a lot of people can't.
And this episode, this monthly full moon video is not brought to you by Dutch Brothers.
That's ironic. It always weirds me out when they put up an ad relevant to where you live. It's like, how the fuck do you know?
Oh, they know. Artificial intelligence. That was a hell of an introduction by Boris.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna start with some nice, lovely garnet.
Let's zoom in on that real quick. Oh, a little too far there. All right, so we're starting off with some garnet.
Yeah. It's said to be a stone of good luck. But it is also a stone that if you were to steal it, it brings you bad luck.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I actually have 3 different styles of garnet. Or actually 4. This is raw. This one is polished. This is black garnet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is garnet coated in pyrite.
And for you newbies out there, pyrite is fool's gold. Am I correct?
Yes.
Gridmaster?
This is Elite Noble Shungite.
So why the Shungite? I know you said you're going for Shungite. I know we're using a lot of magnesium, right? Just like last month's.
Yep.
But we're bringing it in with Shungite and...
Yeah. Well, Shungite, for those who don't know, has a molecular structure based off of carbon. I want to say it is a carbon 79, which means one full molecule has 79 carbon atoms in it, creating a complete, like, porous but solid structure. So, like, things like water and that can pass through it, but anything that could be seen as a toxin can be trapped within it, or at the same time, because it is so porous, it has the ability to contain almost every natural and known element within it.
That's pretty sick.
Because it'll basically trap each of those elements within that carbon lattice that it creates.
Bro, we got to get you doing some, like, TikToks, like, holding up a piece of Shungite in, like, 60 seconds, like, break it down.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to push you out of your comfort zone here. It's fucking TikToks.
And this here is just lower grade Shungite. You can tell that it doesn't have the luster to it.
So you get it in more bulk when it's not as when it's lower grade. You buy more bulk.
Yeah, because let's put it like this: all this low grade stuff I got for let me think. Brain farting for a second. I got for like $4 or $5.
Nice.
The elite Shungites, $4 or $5 a piece. Instead of all of this stuff, just some.
For the viewers out there, where do you usually shop for your crystals at? Do you stay local? Do you go online?
I do multiple different things. I use a crystal auction site on Facebook, which is a bunch of purveyors and sellers basically going directly from their gem shows to selling online. Some are lapidary artists and all that loveliness. I use a bunch of different local shops. Out here in Vancouver, we have Celestial Awakenings. There's Hanley's. There's Ed's House of Gems. Bunch of little witchy, hippie, knick-knack stores. So
There's a lot of them around here.
yeah, there's lots of options, lots of places to go to. There's some places they're all about the like metaphysical aspect to it. Some take that to an extreme and then overcharge things because this has metaphysical fancy funky name to it when in reality it's just like that's just a piece of quartz. Like, yeah, it can do a bunch of cool stuff and everything, but at the end of the day it's just some fucking quartz. I mean, I love it, but
What's that guy?
This is Actinolite. It is a metaphysical barrier and shield. It works to extend your aura to its maximum and then crystallize the edges of it. It removes blocks from spiritual growth, helping to dissolve things that are unwanted and inappropriate. Helps to bring in a sense of familiarity, brotherhood, and healthy bonds and relationships while removing and discouraging conflict. And helps to connect you to all that is.
I like the brotherhood, so this grid should be good for the divine masculine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't you know?
Let's talk about your ancestry a little bit.
Okay.
Excuse me. Let's talk about your ancestry because, there's a lot of people making grids out there, but what makes you unique? Like, your family comes from Polish descent, correct?
Yes. My mom's side of the family is Polish and German. Came over back in the early 1900s. Nothing too overly spectacular or fancy or fun there. There's a couple stories about some grandparent figures, particularly grandmothers, who are very powerful when it comes to medicinal. Yeah, like medicine, because they were
Medicine
women.
That's cool.
But, in the more kind of Christian sense. But the way Polish culture was, is they kind of went from, oh, yeah, we just have these innate magical healing gifts and abilities, to, well, they're going to kill us if we say stuff like that. So these are our gifts from God. So they just kind of adjusted and assimilated to the religion just because it made life easier. You know? Why do something and stick to your guns when it'll save everybody a whole bunch of hassle and stress and death if you just go, yep, okay, we'll just do what you say. But at the end of the day, we're going to make every single one of your holidays and traditions that you think we're following because we are good Christians. And be like, no, these are still the pagan traditions. Because we said so. But yeah, beyond that, don't have much of any other notable stuff going on, because my dad's side of the family is a bunch of farmers and essentially peasant class people that can be traced all the way back to the lovely Mayflower.
Wow.
Yeah. And since we've been around that long, there's some interesting history, but not a whole lot that directly affects me. Like, I got Salem witch trial relatives who were part of the ones burnt at the stake or hung or whatever. Good times. If you ever read the book The Crucible, Sarah and Rebecca Nurse, they were cousins.
Wow. You excuse me, you heard it first, folks. Live on Crystal Chaos. Rebecca Nurse and Sarah Nurse are cousins of Mr. Aaron Twist.
But they weren't really witches. They were a bunch of poor, horny teenagers.
And they were a bunch of horny teenagers.
I mean, read the history. Like, there's actually no witchcraft. Maybe one person who just got kind of trapped in the bullshit of some bored white girls.
And then they fucking condemned him for being different, huh? Dude, that TV background looks sick on here. So, do you know of like what type of crystals come from your region of where your family's originally from? Like
I'm from, we have a lot of amber.
Amber, nice.
It's one of my favorite crystals. We used it last month, and it's also one of the oldest used crystals in ceremony and rituals and practices dating back thousands and thousands of years. Ow, that's sharp and pointy.
Look at that, guys. Aaron has sealed in this grid with what looks to be like long, feathery pieces of magnesium in a diamond shape. I've never seen this done before in the history of my lifetime. Why Crystal Chaos?
Well, chaos is spelt in the Polish variant of it, because as just described, I am Polish, and I very much like my heritage.
Yes.
There's some very interesting stuff, and like there's what they tell you, and then if you think about it, there's what's really happened. Like if you think about all the times, like you heard in history class where it's like, oh, Poland got invaded and taken over by the Germans, and then the Ottomans and the Russians. They were just kind of in the middle of everything. And when you realize that they did something that was never heard of, they were one of the first countries in the world to have religious freedom.
Interesting.
For Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Second only to the United States.
Wow.
And if you ask me, they did that because, well, over the years, they've had a whole bunch of Christians, Muslims, and Jews going in and out of this country. Why not just allow
them? Why not just allow people to believe in whatever the fuck they want to believe in?
Mm-hmm.
Period.
It's like, all right, we have all these people, let's let them be.
What are these blue guys?
This is Kyanite.
Okay.
I use Kyanite in just about all of my grids. Same thing with quartz. If I'm using quartz, I'm not going to really talk about it because quartz is quartz. It does the same exact shit.
Quartz for the newbies though, Aaron. Quartz is basically like an open channel, amplifier, right?
It stores, processes, transfers energy and information. If you're curious to why quartz does what it does, I have one simple answer for you. You're probably holding it and watching something through it right now. If you are on YouTube, that's exactly what you're doing. Anything that is electronic has a quartz-based structure to its foundation. Because quartz is why it does what it does. Quartz is silicon dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at a certain hardness, which allows it to do what it does, which is 7. And it also does what it does because it has no inclusions in it. The clearer it is, the better it works. And outside of the magnesium, which magnesium has over 300 processes for the human body, we're dealing with Rhodonite here, which is...
It's just that guy right there, guys.
Yep. It's a nice soft pink guy. It's a heart healer. Again, promotes brotherhood, pairing in with the Actinolite and all that energy. Helps... It resonates with the frequency of forgiveness. So the things that can get brought up with the emotions of this full moon being in Scorpio, it can help you to move past and forgive any of the issues that may have arisen from it. It's grounding, balancing, and nurturing. So it's like as you're basically going through all this stuff, it's taking care of you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that decided to stop on me. Shut it off. Helps to release self-destructive and codependent issues. So it's kind of working with just the overall energies of this moon. So it's going to make life a lot easier. It's going to make it...
I was going to ask you.
Hopefully, it should make life a lot easier.
I was going to ask you. You do these grids for the collective.
Yes.
So we do these grids for the collective. You have the main grid as Aaron's still building. Then real quick shot over here, guys. He adds all his personal people, friends, family, and other people that have asked to be on the grid. But here on YouTube, we don't show you that part because it's a very sacred process. If you want to be on that part of the grid, you can email the email in the description below, and we'll determine if you're able to come onto the grid. We don't just let anybody on.
Yeah, it's kind of like a matching of energies and having a real reason and purpose to why you want to be involved in it. Because yes, this is very helpful and beneficial because it kind of gives you stones to work with during this month and this lunar cycle. But being directly implanted in it means it's putting you into a much larger community where you're basically now becoming a hub point for this energy to come and like beam down onto you, making you like amplifying your auric radius, and like everybody that you interact with, everybody that's close with you on a regular basis will now have the impacts of these grids. And some of them, like this one, are actually relatively nice and easy, where the next 3 months are kind of gonna kick some ass if you're not ready for it. And so there's a lot of discernment that needs to go into whether or not you want to even be involved with something like this. Because, like, yeah, everybody who's on it has, like, I've talked to them about it. They know exactly what I'm doing, what I'm bringing in, and they all have their reasonings to why they want to be involved.
So yeah, you heard it from the man himself. Beware and get ready. If you guys decide to email us at the email below, chaosgrids@gmail.com, we will or Aaron will make that determination. But also remember, if you guys have any questions about crystals in general, Aaron would be more than happy to email you back and get you that info, as long as you're not crossing his boundaries.
Yes.
It's not like he can contact you 30 times a day, guys. Ask one question, okay?
Yeah. And then, the Garnet.
Oh, yeah, the
Garnet.
Garnet.
Kind of the big player with this grid because it's right there in the middle. Yes, it's there to bring in good luck. It's historically been used to drive off phantoms and demons, like particularly during exorcisms, which is actually kind of interesting. It's a very empowering and energizing stone. So if you're like feeling like you're getting down to like a depression or something, Garnet's a good one to kind of pick you up and push you through it. Because as well as like empowering and boosting you up, it's also protecting you at the same time. So you don't end up taking that wrong dark alley because you're feeling all great and wonderful. Like, I can take on the world. And then you get jumped and mugged. And nobody wants that. So like, no, we're not going to go down that one. We're going to go over there.
Go down the right path, people.
It's been traditionally used in engagement aspects, as it can inspire love and devotion while removing inhibition and taboo. So if you're in a relationship, Garnet's a good one to kind of boost the connection between the two of you, for it's also something that can balance the sex drive and
apparently there's going to be a whole lot of sex this month.
With being a Scorpio full moon, something that can keep that sex drive regulated, as long as you have somebody that can help with those needs.
Yes.
If you don't, it's better to keep those in check so you don't go out and make that, one night stand mistake, Because, yes, it might sound all fun and dandy, but nobody really wants that. It's not fulfilling. It doesn't bring you anything. Or, having that accidental encounter with somebody you probably shouldn't have. And things end up going in a much further direction than they needed to. And you get stuck in a situation you don't want.
Yeah, and not to be disgusting, not to be disgusting, but it's 2021. You got to be careful who you're swapping juices with.
Corona. I wish you didn't.
And be careful who you're swapping juices with. I sound like a talk show host.
Sound like somebody who needs some help.
Yes, guys, the guy behind the camera that you never see. My name is Charlie, and
come on now.
All right, my name is Chad, and I am in need of some therapy.
Say it right. You are Chad Diamond Dan,
and it's out the bag. The government now knows my government name. So, guys, remember real quick.
I almost put your book out and promoted you.
That's a good idea. We should have put it out. All right, so, guys, remember, these full moon grids Aaron does at the end of every month. So we're doing this on April 26, 2021, which is the strawberry full moon in Scorpio. But this grid, because we do the grids at the end of the month, this Scorpio full moon grid is for the entire month of May. until the end of May, and then we go into June and July and August so far.
Yes, sir.
So it's like for the next month. So you will be feeling this collective energy from this grid for the entire month of May.
Book plug. Chad's got a book. Read it.
Book plug real quick. I just released my first book, The Pathfinder, The Journey of Becoming Yourself, back in December 2021. Guys, please go on Amazon. Just search Chad Diamond Dan. You'll see The Pathfinder come up. Or you can follow me on Instagram at LionheartChad and hit me up on there for a signed copy. And a quick announcement. Not sure how many people are going to see this, but I have decided to work on my second book. So I will be starting on my second book very soon.
Oh, yeah. And if you want some insight to what this book is kind of like, this grid works on a subtle energetic level to help and guide you through time as you're kind of moving forward. This book is a literal example of how you can use your own energy to push yourself forward, change your life, and actually take control of it. So,
thank you, bro.
Recommend this book. It's great. It's short. It's easy. Cool activities. It keeps you thinking.
And that's what we're supposed to do, is keep you thinking. I might actually cut that part out for to use on something. Because...
I mean, if you want to, you are the cameraman. You have the magic power at your fingertips.
That was a hell of a that was a hell of a testimonial.
I mean,
all right, the grid's looking good, bro.
I'm just seeing if I'm feeling it needs anything more. I'm not.
It is looking good. I don't know. It looks clean. Do you ever do a scan over it and kind of scan, or you just kind of what's your process? Intuition? You just feel what's going on, and then you decide if you want to add.
Yeah, I kind of I'm visually seeing it.
I feel like you're thinking something right now. I feel like you want to put something else on there maybe, but you're not fucking sure quite yet.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of. The gears are turning. Things are happening. Who exactly knows what? Nobody knows. If you think about the scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where they're going through the tunnel, and Gene Wilder's doing his amazing improv little skit there, that's what my brain looks like on a regular basis.
So now you're kind of going through and just tightening it up.
Seeing where it's this is looking kind of scattered, messy. Looking at.
I can't wait to see you get this resin plated though, totally solid.
Oh man,
that's gonna save you some time.
It's gonna save me some time, and it's gonna look fucking gorgeous.
It's gonna be powerful. So yeah. Since, we're getting close to finishing up this main part of the grid, Aaron, what would you say, we talked about it a little bit, but just to give a couple sentences, for the viewers, what can they expect in the month of May from this April 26th full moon grid in Scorpio?
Let's see.
What do you want people to take away from this grid? What are you sending out to them?
Well, for one, if you're into taking supplements, take some magnesium. Get that to kind of help and boost you up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, magnesium's good. Add that in. Pay attention to your emotions. Give yourself the space and openness to feel, express, and release them. Because this is basically what the energy of this grid is. So give yourself the space and time to feel and release all the emotions that are stuck, building up, that haven't been released. 2020 was a hard-ass year. Don't let it continue to bring you down when it's it's almost over.
Yeah.
It's gone. 2020 is gone.
Yeah, and 2021 is going by really fast, but it's hard for people to not talk about 2020 because it was such a year,
Yeah. So, yeah, just kind of give yourself some space. It's really what it is. And just to feel the feels and the self.
The South is
There's
falling.
always problems with the South. That's where Florida is.
The South is falling. The Sunshine State. And guys, look at this. I know every time I keep going under here. Look at this freaking conductor of power underneath this grid.
Mm-hmm. Life is a game. Either you play to win, or you play to have fun. But if you don't realize you're playing a game, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Mm-hmm. I love how your necklace just is almost like a pendulum in its own as you're like putting stuff onto the
I
grid.
have no idea because it is basically a pendulum. So every time I'm doing something, I'm just like, whoa.
All right, guys, look at this bad boy.
Yeah. I know I talked about it earlier with you, Chad, off screen, but...
See my sock falling off.
Definitely
Oh,
feeling...
shit. I knocked one over, Aaron.
Come on.
You know what? I'm not going to touch that.
It's all good.
We just knocked the south and the east over.
Yeah. They're going through some stuff. It's okay. The directions are as the directions be.
Guys, you heard that words of wisdom from the Gridmaster himself. Directions are what directions be. Take that in. Dude, going back and forth with you cracks me up, man.
That's what makes this for me, you know? Like, if I didn't have the banter, this would be boring as hell. I wouldn't want to take it anywhere. Probably stop doing it.
No, the world needs it. So
Yes, sir.
that's why I am here.
Yeah.
Well, that and I like you too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You are my bro-dependent brother from a Polish mother, so.
Nice. I don't know how I feel about that, but I like it.
No disrespect to your mama.
Hey, none taken.
She's cool. I'm sure she's cool as shit.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck do I want to do.
He puts it down. He takes it off, guys. Here we go. You know. Sometimes in chaos, you gotta lay your cards down and pick them back up and restart your hand. You know.
Mm-hmm. Flip my numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, I decided that Serpentine needed to get thrown back into this mix. Just
Yep.
because it helps absorb magnesium. So where do you want to go? We're going to throw you in right here.
Okay. I like the connection.
It's a little bit fast.
Looks like you got some serpentine on your wrist too. No.
Kind of, yeah. This is a dragon's blood here. These guys are nephrite jade. Do. Probably can't do that. Copyright.
No, I think you can. I think you can hum it. People do covers all the time.
Right. Like grandfathered in or something like that. Yeah. That gives the feeling I'm looking for.
Yeah. I like that green in there too. That feels good.
Mm-hmm. And grabbing the magic stick. Burning up the fire.
All right, guys, this is one of my favorite parts where Aaron... Do you ground down the grid? Do you seal the grid with it? What do you do with this power? What's my favorite part?
I use it to kind of awaken, empower, ground. Like those who recognize symbols can see it when somebody's drawing them. I use a bunch of Reiki based symbols. Stand up. Let's see, there we go. Up to the east. Down to the south. To the west. To the north.
I love the pollen. I'm gonna have to pollen myself after I stop filming.
Always.
I've been slacking. I'm pollening myself, but I love it.
If you like me, you will stand. Where did I put you? Yes.
It's beautiful. Take that in, yeah. Take that in. And yes, folks, he goes for the pendulum.
Now this clear quartz goes in to kind of harmonize and bring the energy of the crystals together to kind of form unity, empowerment, and bridging. And in case you're wondering, no, I am not spinning this. This is all on its own. The movement in my hand is simply from the centripetal motion. I use black tourmaline to ground the energies into the earth. Try not to hit the camera or the cameraman. And only because my moonstone one, the ball broke on it. Literally sent it flying across the room. I switched over to sunstone to harness in the solar energies along with the lunar. Bring in amplification and power.
And I believe you're missing one final thing. You know what I'm talking about.
The all-time favorite part of Sir Chad Diamond Dan.
It's the only way to seal the grid, even though I don't do it anymore. I live vicariously through you.
As you do in many things.
Yes. You are my muse.
It's a weird kind of sentiment, but okay.
Just take it as a compliment.
I am. I'm just saying it's a strange one for me to get. Because I'm sitting over here like, I need a motherfucking muse.
Dude, that bowl looks cosmic.
Blue goldstone.
Wow.
It's one of the few man-made crystals I have.
I've never seen that bowl.
Yeah. I thought it was time to give it some...
Yeah, it looks like you're smoking the weed out of infinite space. And here we go, guys. This is my favorite part, where Aaron seals the deal for the Super Pink Moon. All right, guys, there it is. Thank you for tuning in to the April 26th super full pink moon in Scorpio. You know, make sure you guys let shit go this month. Have a lot of sex if you can.
Always remember to drink water.
Always remember to drink water. And just, for Christ's sakes, be a good human being.
Damn straight.
That's all we ask for.
No more of this, like, angry, volatile bullshit.
Yeah.
Deal with your fucking emotions. Be goddamn adults.
Be adults. Be a good human being. And guys, if you have any questions at all about crystals, or possibly need to ask Aaron a question about how you can build a crystal grid of your own, you can email chaosgrids@gmail.com in the description below. And that's it. And if you're lucky, maybe you can get on the grid someday. This is Chad Diamond Dan and Gridmaster Aaron Twist signing off for the month of April 2021.